Fargo police are asking some possible key witnesses to a deadly Northside shooting to step forward. Police posted on Facebook that they want to talk with whoever was in this car. Take a look, that blue car on Tuesday morning near the Northport Hornbacher's grocery store. Police are asking them to contact officers through their tip line, 701-241-5777, or you can also text a tip to 701-730-8888. Officers found one person dead and the other injured after reports of shots fired Tuesday morning in North Fargo. They've identified the man who died as 39-year-old Anquin Lamont White. But officers have not released information on the other man who was hurt. 2 people are in jail for the shooting. 21-year-old Rang Ayong is charged with reckless endangerment, possession of a stolen vehicle, and felon in possession of a firearm. 28-year-old Daryl Simmons is accused of criminal conspiracy. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will let his stay-at-home order expire on Sunday, and some non-essential businesses can reopen on Monday in stages. The governor says there are 3 things to consider: how close you are to other people, how long you're in that close proximity, and how predictable that setting is. Walking through a store with a mask on is, of course, less risky and more predictable than sitting down at a busy restaurant. Walz adds that bars, restaurants, barbershops, and salons will open on June 1st. Governor Walz says this decision is fluid and can be dialed back if cases spike. It's a foggy start to our Thursday, but on the mild temperature side, let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, yes, that's a positive outlook on how things are outdoors right now. We do have the murky weather starting off here this morning, but temperatures are mild, and that will help us along as we start to warm up today to get rid of this fog. So this is the Home of Economy Skycam. We're looking at gray skies there, and I actually do notice some improvement on this view. Before, it was even hard to see some of those parking lot lights, so that is looking better. We are in a dense fog advisory until 9 o'clock this morning for anywhere in gray on your map here. Most of us here in the valley, all of us dealing with some type of fog, but it is pretty bad in a couple of spots. We're down to 0 in several locations. Grand Forks near 0 at the airport, and Fargo's actually worsened over the morning. We're now at 1.5 miles visibility, so we're not quite done with this just yet. It's going to be impacting us for a little while. Temperatures, as Lisa mentioned, are mild. We're at 50 degrees in Fargo. It's 40 in Grand Forks, a little cooler to the west, but above freezing. So the first system cleared out. We've got another one moving through. It's going to be a fast mover, but it's got some spin with it. So we're going to keep an eye on this one. We're starting to see some showers moving into the northwestern viewing area around Devil's Lake. I'm going to zoom out to show you what we've got going on with this one. It's going to ride right along the international border. So Northern Valley, you're more likely to see the potential for a shower or a thunder shower. I'm not necessarily expecting a severe thunderstorm that produces hail, larger hail and those stronger wind gusts. But the environment is right that we could see a few funnel clouds spin up with this, and can't rule out one of them reaching the ground. So that's something that you're going to want to watch out for in the northern half of the valley today. Southern half, different story. We're going to see more sunshine, temperatures more into the 60s this afternoon, breezy though, and we may see an isolated storm in the south, but again, that chance is more likely up to the north today. This clears out tonight. Friday looks fantastic. We're going to end up in the mid-60s. Saturday, we'll take a step back with a chance for some showers. Sunday looks great, sunny with 70-year high. And then, of course, next week, we've got summertime making an appearance for the first half of the week with temperatures nearing or exceeding that 80-degree mark. Let's check it now with Devin for an update on traffic.
Thanks, Lisa. We're finishing up our morning drive on I-94. We are heading west toward Bismarck. Now, the fog has gotten a little bit more dense than when we first started this morning. We could barely see the tri-level interchange until we got right up to it, and now you can't even see that 42nd Avenue overpass, or 42nd Street overpass, I should say, which is right there. So the fog has gotten a little bit more dense. It still isn't affecting visibility in your immediate surroundings, which is good, but it is a factor to watch out for sure. And it is depositing some moisture on the roads, so just be sure to watch out for some wet roads as you make your way out the door as well. You can see the traffic flow starting to pick up around this tri-level interstate, and it's getting a little bit more compact in this area, but the other surrounding areas seem to be pretty light even for this time of the morning. So in spots, it's a little bit busier around this tri-level interchange up until about 45th Street, but otherwise things seem to be moving fairly smoothly. We're going to keep checking out the roadways in the next hour on the Fargo CW, but for now, for your traffic on the move, I'm Devin Fry.
It's now 5 minutes before 7. People will be lining up in Grand Forks today to get tested for the coronavirus. It's going on at the Alara Center from 10 to 2. Testing is meant for essential workers and first responders and people who have been in close contact with someone who tested positive. The testing is free. The goal is to check at least 500 people. West Fargo is opening its playgrounds tomorrow, but there are some new rules you need to be aware of during this first phase, like maintaining that 6-foot separation. The city's Parks Department says you should also bring your own hand sanitizer or wipes and your own bottled water. Drinking fountains and restrooms will remain closed for now. Groups of no more than 10 people can also gather on parks' practice fields, but are encouraged to continue social distancing. The next step to reopening will be unlocking the restrooms, but no timetable has been set for that just yet. A Fargo school teacher is up for non-renewal of his contract today after official documents suggest he has a negative impact on students' learning abilities. An agenda for a special Fargo Public School Board meeting shows members will vote to fire special education teacher Jamison Varholt after raising several red flags in the fall 2019 semester. Some of those include excessive tardiness, failing to create lesson plans or attend required meetings, also taking excessive breaks. The special meeting starts here in about a half hour at 7:30 this morning. The Clay County Sheriff's Office is identifying a suspect in a domestic assault as 40-year-old Stephen Krogsgaard. But there are still a lot of unanswered questions about what was called a serious situation in Baker, Minnesota. Authorities say family members told them about the assault on Tuesday, and the State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension was called in to help with the case. The victim is being treated at a Fargo hospital, but the sheriff is not releasing the victim's name or condition or if they know what led up to the assault. If you haven't fired up the grill yet, you're going to want to. After this next interview, we check in with the Valley Today's Abby Furchner. She is live with the experts at NDSU's Meat Science Department. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, Lisa. I can't complain when we're grilling at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I'm here with Spencer Wirt, who is the meat lab manager here at NDSU, and we've grilled pork chops, and I feel like this is one piece of meat that a lot of people kind of forget about or really don't know how to work with. So what did you do before putting them on the grill?
So first off, these are called New York strip pork chops, okay? And it's important as a consumer to kind of, because most people know what a New York beef steak is, right? So this is going to be similar in fat content, similar in texture-wise of comparing it to beef. What we did with these is first we put 2 different rubs on them. Our carnivore rub, which is salt, pepper, garlic. That's it. And the second one is our cowboy rub. This cowboy rub has coffee in it. It's kind of unique, kind of weird, but I promise you, once you eat it, you will thoroughly enjoy it.
And I want to talk about 2 like low-cost meats. Is pork chop on that end?
For sure, you can get a full pork loin reasonably cheap, and then you can take it home, cut it however you want, how thick you want your chops. You can utilize it in so many different ways because that full pork loin has the strip chop, has the ribeye chop, so it's going to be familiar as a beef ribeye steak. It has those different muscles, different fat content. But how we grilled these was we put it on the big green egg at about 475 degrees, 2 minutes on both sides. That's about it. Took it to medium rare, which means it hit 135 internal temperature. We pulled it off and let it rest for 5 minutes. Gonna rise up to about that 145 internal temperature. And then it's gonna be...
Just watching you cut it, you can see how tender it is. And I'm going to try a piece here. Okay, which I'm going to try this one has the coffee in it?
This one has the coffee,
okay,
yep.
I'll try it here. Because we have to do a taste test.
So it's really important with that internal temperature, because if you take it too high, you'll cook all the juices out of it. And then then you get a tough, dry pork chop.
Abby, I would say that is a good review since you grabbed a second piece. Abby Furchner reporting live with the NDSU Meat Science crew. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Nearly 50% of office workers say this is the most inconsiderate thing that their coworkers do. I would agree. The answer, take the last cup of coffee and not make more, especially when you work as early as we do. Thanks for watching The Valley today. We want to reassure you that we're working hard to make sure you're staying informed during this COVID-19 pandemic. There are several ways for you to do that, including valleynewslive.com, our VNL